Good afternoon, adventurers! Welcome to John's Dungeon Corner. That's right, it's Friday! And we are going live right here from the Collective in Altamont Springs, Florida, where it's a nice sunny 80 some odd degrees, and we're looking good. Let me type a little something that says, welcome! Adventures, yeah. I know how to type. Oh my gosh. You're all adventurers when you come to the show. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so I got to tell you, today we got a show. I have some interesting news for you. Now, so happy Friday, Sarah. Welcome to the show. Yeah. All right. Boy, have I got some news to throw out there today, but I'm going to wait till a couple more people jump on, and then I'm going to throw it out there. Just kind of, woo! But anyway, so a lot of good things are happening. I got to tell you, the Wednesday night Dungeons and Dragons games, Dungeons and Dragons night on Wednesday nights has exploded. It's like a fireball. Oh man, we had 4 games going. We must have had close to 40 players. I had 9 at my table. Let's see, 9, 17, 25, 26. I'm sorry, 34 players. 34 players. Hey, Chad, welcome to the show. My love, welcome to the show. That's my wife. Yes, Rena, better known as, or Christina, better known, a.k.a. Rena. Or in that case, instead of a.k.a., it's a b.k.a., better known as. All right. The dad hat. Yeah, man, it's my Adidas hat. Love me some Adidas. And the shirt that my kids got me. That Sarah and Tori got. I need more yarn. I've explained what yarn means, but in case you're wondering, yarn, it's not what we're talking about what you knit with. Yarn is a tail. It's another word for tail. So Dungeon Masters always need tails. Thus, we need more yarn. And no, I don't want a ball of yarn because I'm not a cat. Although we do have some cat players, some tabaxis. So anyway, back to the show. So I got some really, some wild news for you. Okay. I'm going to wait to see if a couple more people jump on. If not, I'm just going to kind of throw it out there and kind of bring it back at the end. All right. So let me see. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I can't wait no more. So the launch of Spelljammer has happened, but officially, it will not be for sale till Tuesday of next week, the 16th. But ready for this? Ready? Here it comes. We have here at the Collective, Brendan has sat there and set up a midnight Monday release. So on Monday night, as soon as the clock strikes 12, ding, ding, ding. Okay, we're going to release the Spelljammer Adventures in Space. So you can be here. The store will be open just for you at 12 o'clock for the midnight release of Spelljammer Adventures in Space. Both the special edition, which is gorgeous. I'm going to come around there. I got to walk slowly. If not, everything goes crazy. So check this out. Now, first, actually, you know what I'm going to do? First, I'm going to show you the regular edition. This is the cover for it. Comes in a nice 3-book box. Okay, front and back. Right. Very nice. Nice artwork. Now, the special edition, of course, comes in the foil box. Okay. Oh, there we go. In the foil box. Let me pull it back a little bit so you see it. Okay. It's really nice. And, of course, the books themselves have the foil covers. And it looks like the very nice felt type of covers. Yeah, I know. Yeah, midnight releases are fun. But yes, 12 o'clock. As soon as 12:0001 happens, boom, it goes on sale. I'll tell you, it's gonna be something not to miss. You don't hear about midnight sales like that. Midnight releases happening at game stores, unless it has to do with like cards or something. And even then, rarely do you ever see that. So this is really special. It's something that they're doing just here at the Collective. I mean, I never heard of anybody else launching a book like that. Perfectly legal at 12. And as soon as midnight strikes, it's Tuesday. So here we go. So try to be here for that. It'll be a lot of fun. So with that being said, and by the way, let me tell you something unique about this. There's only a limited amounts for that release. But here's the neat thing. All 3 books, and I'm going to look at this, okay? All 3 books of the special edition. There's 3 books in here. There's Astro Adventurer's Guide, Light of Zarsis, and Boo's Astro Menagerie. Okay? All 3 books are only $69.99. I normally don't give out prices on shows, but I want you to know this is an amazing, amazing deal. So get down here because I got a funny feeling they're probably going to sell out. Now, the regular books are also $69.99. So you know what? Why not? Get here early, get yourself a special edition, and have fun adventuring in space. That's what this is all about, Spelljammer. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, so moving on though, of course, dice. We love dice. Dice. Okay, wanted to give a quick little, somebody had asked me a quick question on Wednesday about monsters and that, and it was funny because they said, so can I just use a monster and use it like as a basis for a story? And I said, absolutely. So I brought out a couple of these big monsters, the Dire Troll, the Cavern Troll, and the Jabberwock. Just 3 random creatures. You know, you can put them in a cavern with the troll. He's been devastating the land, the landscape, destroying farms when he comes out at night. And you need to go track him down and get him. Get rid of him. Now, the Dire Troll's the same way. This will be more of a swamp setting. Oh, excuse me. This Dire Troll keeps coming out of swamps and destroying livestock, and has killed quite a few adventurers. Mean Troll has 4 heads. You can look in all 4 directions. It's just crazy. So you can do an adventure there. And of course, the Jabberwock's a unique creature. Flies in. It can be terrorizing. It could have destroyed a couple villages, and the Baron has had enough. Enough is enough. Hey, welcome to the show, Willie. My brother is on the show. But all the way from New York. So we got St. Thomas, and we got New York in the house. Look at that. Woo! We're going international and national. Yeah. But anyway, so there's that information, all right? I just brought those out just to kind of show you that those are really neat. You can paint them up however you want and everything, and go from there. Now, so, hey, bud, how are you? Hey, they got the new books in, the Spelljammer, and Deland. Yep, Deland's in the house too. And where are you at, Antonio? Leesburg? Leesburg's in the house. Oh my gosh. Chad, where are you at? Might as well get everybody, give some props to everybody wherever they're at. All right, so check this out. Spelljammer, once again, is being released on a midnight release this coming Monday, the 15th. So I had a couple questions, a couple of these that I wanted to talk about. First, I wanted to answer someone's question about rogues. Okay, so the question is, since rogues have cunning action at level 2, can they attack and then go stealth? And the answer is yes. And and I'm gonna pull it right out of the Player's Handbook. Remember this book? I talk about it all the time. So if you open up the Player's Handbook, of course I marked it because I was looking ahead to page 96 under cunning action. I'll just read it. It's pretty straightforward. And it's not called stealth. It'd be hide, but here we go. Starting at 2nd level, it's called cunning action. Starting at 2nd level, your quick thinking and agility allow you to move and act quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take the dash, disengage, or hide action. So yes, you can stealth, hide. It's under the stealth category. So yes, you would hide. You can take that action to hide. All right. So that's straight out of the Player's Handbook, page 96, under the rogue.
I love this guy.
Hey, Danny, how you doing? Hey, welcome Danny to the show. Here's Danny.
You see this new table?
I love the table.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Looks good on TV.
Yeah, man.
Hi, Rena. Hi, Antonio. Hi, Willie.
Just so you know, I told them all about the Monday midnight release of Spelljammer.
Yep.
Yeah, see?
Midnight release.
Midnight release. Can you believe it? Special edition.
While you can get them while they're hot.
Get it while it's hot. All right. So, okay. Oh, Rena said hi. So, okay. So here we are. Now to kind of get to the meat and drink of things. So I answered that question. That's good. And anytime you got a question, I will happily answer it here up on the show and let you know. So now let's talk about a couple things that I talked about last week. You guys remember this book, right? This case? All right. Well, I brought 3 of my books in it because it's a nice little travel case. So you can keep your books safe. You know, you can use it. This is the Dungeons and Dragons Special Edition that came out with Mordenkainen. With all the cool books. But what I'm going to bring, or excuse me, the Tasha. That was the Tasha series. My bad. Hey, Danny, Sarah's upset you didn't say hi to her.
I said hi. Oh, no.
Oh, man, you better come over here and say hi quick. We don't want unhappy viewers.
Hi, Sarah.
There you go, just for Sarah. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about a few things. So last week, or actually on the Sunday game, if you tuned in, Antonio is playing a unique character. And I told you that it was from a book called Acquisitions Incorporated. Here it is what it looks like. Okay, very cool. Very neat book. All right. And of course, it's fully in color. It's really nice. It's in full color. Really neat. Okay, now, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this book because I actually like it. It has a lot to say. Okay, so first and foremost, Acquisitions Incorporated is really about growing a franchise, a guild, and such kind of things. But in it, there are some unique backgrounds for players. Okay, so these backgrounds, and this is more if you wanted like a merchanty. That's the Mind Flayer, the core of the acquisitions, right? In the center, yes, it is. Hey, Mind Flayers can be business people too. They pellow in brains. But anyway, so here's some cool backgrounds that they have in here, like Celebrity Adventures Scion. You know, it is really cool, this little introduction. I like this one. It says, your family name strikes fear and admiration in the hearts of the common folk, but that's got nothing to do with you. This is your famous parent, are widely known. So, you know, so this kind of goes into that background. Then there's a failed merchant, you know, the gambler, the rival intern. So you have all these different backgrounds that you can kind of add to your character if you want to do more of a merchanty kind of character. And so here, this is the new race that I was talking about that Antonio plays on Sunday. It's called the Verdant. Okay, that's what they look like, and yes, they look like goblins, sort of, and that's Nimnu's thing is I'm not a goblin, but that's what he looks like, and it goes into all the information about them. You know, it's quite a bit. There's also new spells in here. Okay, all kinds of things. It gets into factions and rivals, so there's a lot. Nimnu, hashtag Nimnu Fab Club. 2 thumbs up for Nimnu, the Burden. You gotta love it. I tell you gotta love it. So that's a new race, you know, and it's a fun one. But the book itself is amazing if you want to take the game. Some of the questions that I guess sometimes are, and I'm going to answer that question more in depth, is other than going on dungeon raids and fighting monsters and that kind of thing, what can we do in the game? Well, let me answer it first with this. That's completely up to the game master and how far he wants to take the game. If he wants to make it a role play intensive kind of session, if he wants to maybe do something in the town where you run a business, maybe you've built a guild. I don't know. There's a lot of things in here that you could just, oh my gosh, go into. So the neat thing about it is it tells you how to build the guild. That gives you a lot. I mean, there's a lot of information in here. So you'd have to go through the book and kind of look at it and see what you want to do. You know, there's all these episodes in here too, like hide and seek and just a lot of different things. There's missions, and then there's some corporations that are actually in here in the appendix. So you can make a whole campaign out of this book if you wanted to. And it has NPCs that you can bring into the game that are really neat, that are like merchant types or mercenaries and that kind of thing. So anyway, Acquisitions Inc. It's a definite must-have. I have it. I have a copy of it. And even if you don't use it a lot, it's really interesting because it gives you the ability to expand the backgrounds of your characters, making them just a little bit more unique from each other, right? And that's always a good thing. So now, of course, I've talked about these two, but I want to bring them back and kind of talk about a couple specific things about them. So this one is Xanathar's Guide to Everything. If I don't bring this out, well, I'm going to have words with Xanathar, and, you know, he sometimes, depending on the mood, things could get ugly. But anyway, I like to bring him up. Yes, I'm talking about you, wherever you might be. Of course, so this book also has a lot of, all the books, as I've said, are in full color. They have lots of cool color in them. And these are the Oath of Conquest for a Paladin, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is in this book, you have a lot of options with the, once again, with the, and not so much with backgrounds this time, but this one is more oriented towards your paths, your colleges, your ways, oaths, the rangers, rogue has a sorcerer, the warlock. You know, you all have more of those abilities. The paths. I call them generically. I just call them paths, but that's basically really a barbarian thing, such as the college for the bards and the domains for the clerics, circles for the druid, and then it goes on from there. Ways for the monk, oaths and paladins, and then everything else is just like ranger options and rogue options, sorcerer options. But there's quite a few, like the warlock. Let's take the warlock. The warlock has the option of the celestial, the hexblade, the eldritch invocations. Then you come to the ranger. The ranger has the gloomstalker, the horizon walker, the monster slayer. And these are all different. And talking about the one that I brought up, the paladin with the Oath of Conquest. That's where their new conquest, sacred oaths. They have the Oath of Conquest in here. And they have the Oath of Redemption. Okay? So these are two new oaths that they can take at third level. And of course, they each have their own abilities. I'm not going to get into that, but I want to bring that up that, you know, with backgrounds, you know, everybody says these backgrounds and it's not quite what we want. So I want to see if I can find something different, or I've played that background, but I really would like something like this. They're out there. They're absolutely out there. Especially take the druids, for instance. You know, you had three new, the Circle of Dreams and the Circle of the Shepherd. So, and that's just for the druid. That's just druid. There's a lot of other information in here for players and for game masters alike. So, Dungeon Master Tools. Oh my gosh, this goes on and on and on. Downtime Revisited. Now, this is a good thing too. So, going with the same question of what can I do other than going to combat in that? Well, Acquisitions Inc. gives you how to build a guild or a business or a merchant guild, whatever you like to do. Now, here in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, we go into Dungeon Master Tools and it says Downtime Revisited, Downtime Activities, and it goes on. I mean, it's so much like you can go buy a magical item, carousing, crafting an item, crime, gambling, pit fighting, relaxation, religious service, so on and so forth. So you have a lot of information in this book that you can read and decide as a game master, and it's up to the game master. We're the players, they're the game master. So it's up to the game master as to how far he wants to go and what he wants to incorporate into his game or not. So with this, you can read this, and maybe it's something that you guys do online in between games. You know, you're back at the town. What are you going to do? Okay, well, you know, I'm going to craft an item. So you read that area, the thing on you and the Dungeon Master get together, you read that, you decide, okay, this is what I want to make, this is how long, how much time, how much money, what what's unique items in case you want to do something special with it. And there you go. And that's your downtime. And it kind of gives your character. So next time when you come back, after everybody's been running around town and that, you come back with your shiny new sword, and it's got that gem, that sapphire that you found in the dungeon in its pommel. And maybe, just maybe, you had a wizard cast a light spell, a permanent light spell on it, to where for X feet or so, it lights up for up to 30 feet, and then another 30 feet, the dim torchlight kind of thing, So there you go. Or maybe it imbued it with the light spell. So there you have it. But that's one of the things that you can do. A lot of things. You can scribe scrolls, train. Maybe you want to, and this is just something that I do. So let's say you have a skill that I'm not really using the skill. I didn't really understand it. I took it. I'm not going to use it. I've not been using it. It doesn't fit my character well. Okay, great. You sit there, talk to the dungeon master, talk to the game master. Tell them, listen, during my downtime, even if it takes a little bit of time, I like to sit down and learn a new skill. I want to meet with such and such who can teach me this skill, whatever it may be. Let's say you want, instead of investigation, you want insight, or instead, and if you're able to take the skill, because you get a choice of spells that you get, or skills, of skills that you get when you first create your character. And I don't see a problem with that. I've never seen a problem with that, but that's just me. I don't speak for all game masters. So there you have that. All right. So that's Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Okay. So there's that one. All right. I'll put that back in my box. And last but not least, of course, one of the most amazing books that came out lately that I've enjoyed is Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So Tasha's Cauldron of Everything kind of expands on what we were just talking about and goes back to the options. Now, here, so remember we had two options for the druid. Here, this adds for the druid the Circle of Spores, the Circle of Stars, and the Circle of Wildfire. For the monk, Way of Mercy and the Way of the Astral Self. For the sorcerer, Aberrant Mind and Clockwork Soul. So, as you can see, okay, the wizard, Blade Singing and Order of Scribes. Yeah. Actually, and now that you said that, this is really neat. So you get this book. It talks about a lot of things, but it also has these little scrolls in it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the one that I was looking at earlier. Because I just thought that was so cool. Let me find it. Because I want to read it. There's these little scrolls in here with like little notes from Tasha. And I mean, it has dancing. It has all kinds of cool things. Oh, tell me I can find this now. Well, I may not be able to find it. It was a really cool little scroll that you can read in here. It has nothing to do with anything. It's more like just some side information. And I want to see if I can find it real quick because I want to read it. I should have marked this when I done it, should have, but I ran out of page markers. Oh, well. I'm not going to be able to find it, it seems. All right. Well, that didn't work out the way I thought. But it's really cool. Oh, here it is at the very beginning. Gee, that's so easy. Okay, so it's kind of really quick. So I'm just going to kind of read real fast. Like, actually, yeah, it starts out, my dear, sweet, lucky reader. You know me. You've heard of my exploits. You've spread my titles. Natasha the Dark, Hura of Ket, Baba Yaga's daughter, with par excellence. And if you're not trying to impress, just plain Tasha. So this is kind of like a letter that she wrote. She signs it Tasha at the end. And then back here, there's little notes like that all throughout the book. You just got to find them. I just saw one a little earlier, too. Oh, they're like little blue boxes, little gray boxes, actually, later on. Oh, here goes one. Rune Knight. She has a little note that says, you're researching ancient arts and drawing runes. It's okay to say you just want to be a witch, Tasha. It's just little notes like that. Oh, here's one under Blade Singing. When faced with endless onslaught of magic possibilities, many wizards suffer identity crisis. Some overcome, some break, and some become sword bards. Tasha. So I was going to give you 3 stars, but I'll go back to 5 stars because you found it. Oh, thank you, Willie. Yes. These books are really, so like I was saying, so this gives your starting character a really unique ability for backgrounds. These books do. And in this place, I love the wall art that Antonio got me from the collective Tasha at her cauldron. Yes. Actually, I think, I think this is actually the poster shot right here. It's from the actual book. Right? Because that's her at her cauldron. Is that the same one? Yeah. The artwork on these books is amazing. Beautiful artwork. And, and inside there's great artwork. Yep, that's it. Yeah, they have the wall scrolls. I, of course, have the wall scroll from the Monster Manual with the beholder on it, of course, sitting up on my wall as you walk into my room, my dungeon, as I like to call it. So, but that's really neat. So, anyway, with all that being said, I just kind of want to touch on these books because, especially Acquisitions Inc., it's a book you haven't not heard about a lot. Yet, I froze. I see what happened. Yeah, I turned too quick to my right. Let's do this. Ta-da. Okay, and now here I am again. So, as I was saying, Acquisitions Incorporated. It's a book that's not talked about a lot. A lot of people never, if you talk to them about it, they're like, I didn't even heard it came out. But it did. And it shows you how to grow. And I mean, it's just amazing. You can literally build a business out of this book. And like I said, it has information and it has a race in it. And not all the books have races. Not all the books have options. Not all of them have backgrounds. That's spread out throughout the books. Great merchandising idea. But the neat thing is they're all usable in one way or another. And will you buy a book just for that? Maybe, maybe not. The information that's inside the book, though, is it's a resource. So if it's for you, that's great. And if it's not, that's okay too, because not every book contains information that you'll need. As game masters, we sometimes tend to collect the books just in case somebody does want to do something. But that's, and now new game masters don't freak out and go, oh my gosh, I got to get all these books. No. Look, these 3 books back behind you, that's it. You can play Dungeons and Dragons with just those 3 books and have a wonderful time, a blast. For years. Everything else is optional. Okay? It's like when you buy a car. You buy the car, it comes with everything you need. Well, that's your car right there, those 3 books. And then if you want to put new rims on it or a kit on it or a lift kit or spoilers or tint the windows, repaint the car, hey, that's completely up to you. Those are options that you have later on. So that's kind of what all the other books are like. As you grow into the game, there are different options that you go into, like Spelljammer. That's about to come out. This gives you the opportunity to have adventures in space. That's literally what it's called, adventures in space. You travel around on a Spelljammer ship and so on and so forth. But anyway, I'm not going to ruin that. I'm going to let you come out and take a look at it, but it's amazing. It has inside, you have the Astro, the Astro Adventure, 64-page hardcover book that includes space-based character options, deck plans, and descriptions of spell jamming ships and more. Boo's Astro Menagerie, 64-page book of course, the creatures found in wild space and the astral sea, including astral elves, cosmic horrors, lunar and solar dragons, so on and so forth. Here we go. Ready for this? Murder Comets and Space Clowns, because what adventure would be complete without space clowns? And then the Light of Xerxes is a adventure set in the astral plane and designed for characters levels 5 through 8. Then it has a double-sided poster map of the Rock of Brawl, an asteroid city, and a campaign and a 34-panel Dungeon Master screen. So $70. And that's for either edition. That is just simply amazing. Best part, it's going to launch Monday at midnight right here at the Collective. So at 1 second past 12, you can be the first to purchase. There's a limited amount of them. Like with all things that come out, they only send out so many of them. The Collective has quite a few. They got a whole box in, but that doesn't mean that it's unlimited. And out of there, I'm sure they have the special orders and that kind of thing. So make sure you get down and you grab your copy. All right. So dice, Spelljammer, information, and miniatures. One more kid you asked for. It's been a wonderful Friday.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending it with me. And as always, may the roll rise up to meet your feet, and may all your adventures be successful. So this is John from John's Dungeon Corner at the Collective in sunny Alamo Springs, Florida, saying have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Don't let the newest member of the party die tragically.
Oh, yes. Side note, don't let the newest member of the party die tragically.
Bad for morale.
That's bad for morale.